Hi guys, welcome back. Now, 3-4 days ago, my lovely postman delivered a box of goodies that I bought on eBay. Advertised as an engineering job lot, which quite often get some bargains from. And this is just a small selection of the things that came with it. Now, what I was particularly pleased to find were these two lathe HSS tool holders. Now I've got some this style larger ones that I use on the two larger lathes, but I've never seen one as small as this. This is designed to take 1/4 inch HSS steel, so I'm very pleased with that one. That will fit on my Smart & Brown Model L. Another design which I've not seen before was this one. This again takes 1/4 inch HSS, but that's as far, you can see the size of that cutting tool, that's as far as it goes in. Won't go in any farther than that, unlike this one which slides in and out. So any small offcuts that you're unable to use in this one, I'll then be able to use in that tool holder. So those two I'm pleased about. There's also some engineer's clamps. There's a maker's name on it, but I can't find it, and a owner's name been stamped on years ago. 3 or 4 of this style of clamps which I've not seen. I'm not sure if those are homemade or not. If they are, somebody's done a nice job of them. 2 Moore & Wright squares. They are Moore & Wright, you can just about make it on. Now I've got a larger model and a smaller model, so now I think I've got the full set with those. But those have cleaned up nicely. Lots of chuck keys. You can never have enough chuck keys. It doesn't matter how careful I am with them and where I put them. When I come to find them, they're not nowhere to be seen. Good selection of those. There's 3 or 4 Jacobs chucks. There were 2 with a morse taper 3, which will fit my large lathe, and this chuck came with it. It's I think is it 34? Yeah, 34. Now all these have been left in a shed somewhere unloved and full of surface rust, and I've cleaned them up. There's still 1 or 2 pits in this. But this didn't have an arbor in, and looking at it, I don't think this has ever been used. I freed it up. It was a bit crusty, but I freed it up, and it works fine now. So I ordered a number 2 morse taper that'll fit my Holbrook, and it's a number 6 Jacobs taper that fits into. So the purpose of this video is, I thought it would be an ideal time to show you my large arbor press, which I intend using just to push fit this arbor into the chuck. Now this is a Greenwood number 4. Number 4 Greenwood arbor press, patented December 17th, 1901. Now I believe this is rated at 7 tons. I may be wrong on that, I'll like to check, but I've got a feeling this is 7 tons. And I don't think I need 7 tons to press that arbor into the Jacobs chuck, but if you've got it, why not use it? Now this is the table. Got some holes drilled in. One looks like a keyway on it for if you want to use it as a keyway press. This spins around to suit the different holes. There's a central hole that's, I want to call that the knee. There's a central hole in there that goes all the way through but lines up with these particular holes. There's two large bolts on the back of the knee that go through these two holes. These rather large bolts, and once you've got it to the suitable height, you put these two bolts through and it clamps it in solid. Now, some of these machines that I've seen, there's a bevel gear, there's a screw thread on the knee that raises the bed up and down. And some of the ones I've seen, more exotic ones, have a handle on the side that lowers and raises the bed, the knee, to wherever you want it. This particular model doesn't. There's a boss that's built into the casting of the knee that's there ready to accept that mechanism, but it was never installed in this, so that's possibly a future project. There's a bevel gear on the bottom of the screw, so all I think it needs is a hole milling through there, some kind of bearing on, a crank handle, and another bevel gear making to suit the one that's already on it, and then that would raise it up and down just by the handle once you'd undone the two large bolts. At the moment, what I've got to do, in the centre of this screw, there's an Allen bolt, which I'll accept. It's imperial, obviously, because of its age. What I have to do is put an Allen key into there. Once I've undone the two bolts, put an Allen key into there, and as you turn it, that revolves the screw thread, which raises or lowers the table to wherever you need it. And then you lock the two bolts, and then you're ready to go. But if I wasn't restricted for the height, I don't think I'd have to move it half as often. I'm just going to see if I can give you the overall view of this. You have to forgive the movement, guys, with the camera, but that's the base that it's sat on, and you can see the screw thread there for adjusting the height. There's the table itself, the two slots on the back, and then as you come up you can see the lever mechanism at the top. It stands, I should say it stands about 5 foot high, not including the lever mechanism. So I thought, I've not used this too often, but I thought it'd be an ideal tool to push that Arbor onto the Jacob's chuck that I've got. Right guys, I've raised the knee up, and it's done me in lifting that up. Certainly a job not too far away, putting some crank mechanism on this. You can see the cutout there. That lines up with the holes that are on the drill into this plate. Spindle in the middle. Don't drop your fingers. Right guys, the two bolts at the back need to be tightened up now. That's the largest adjustable that I've got, and it only does just the job. Right guys, I've fastened the two large bolts at the back. I've positioned the table so the chuck will sit on there nicely. I've retracted the jaws fully, and I'm going to put that piece of timber onto the tang. there's a hole drilled into the bottom of this, presumably for different attachments they can fit. So the tang is likely to go into that hole, so that's the reason I've got the piece of timber there. Now to bring the plunger down, without using the lever, you just use the ratchet wheel, and that brings it down to a position where the lever then will take over. You can see how much pressure it puts on it. The tang's actually biting into that piece of wood, so maybe a piece of metal's needed. You can see how it's made a mess of that. Here, I'm going to put a piece of steel across the bottom. Oh. I think that's got it, guys. I think it was about £6 for the number 2 morse taper arbor, so that's a decent chuck now. But that's a number 2, that'll fit into my Holbrook. Let's see what else we've got to press.